All right, here we go again. Buckle up, rough roads ahead. Try to turn that volume down to see if it sounds better. It's actually warm outside. It's 41 degrees, so there's going to be no real snow, possibly later when it gets cold. But they're saying that Overland Park in this area aren't going to see too much snow. Oh, whew. But it's like a rain that's coming down. Could ice up, but it looks like the temperature will hold most of the day. Just in the evening, it's going to get cold. How you doing? Good. How are you? Great, thank you. No, it's chilly but not cold. And that's a neighbor of mine. New neighbor. Looks like. It's chilly a little bit, but not cold. Cold. I almost feel better outside, so I'm not sure what that is. I don't know if it's the cooler. Yeah, it doesn't feel better cooler in here, so I don't know what that is. I have to keep trying to get forward here, and you know, you don't have to. Right. So I'm saying you don't have to let pest control in. If you're sick, you don't let pest control and just tell them you're sick. You've done it your whole life. You let pest control in. We're very astute at that. Right. Then these are little vibrations that we all kind of receive. Sometimes people don't receive them. Sometimes they receive them and don't know that it's a vibration from external sources. I'm an open channel right here. I can shut it down, but for some reason the Lord wants me to keep it open here. I don't know if the Lord is blessing people and like taking note of who blesses me and who curses me through this. No, it's just crazy that I built this back up, and I just don't have I don't have the capability to finish the fireplace part of the ark. I don't know if, you know, I don't know how to get rid of it, to tell you the truth, at this point. I'd hate to pay somebody to get rich off of the stuff I give them. I'd like to see if we can make a deal. Or, just give it to a church or something like that, or some religious establishment, which is where there's a direction they're pointing me in. But it's Saturday, and I don't think actually they would be the people to call because tomorrow they'll be free, or even Monday somebody can come help you. That's what they said last time, and the people said, "Yeah, we'll get a group of people together. We'll come over there and help you." And then they said, "No, we said that we were going to give you phone numbers to call because Deep State went in and shifted it. Deep State could be your local cops, or somebody comes in and offers them, $10,000. That's the crazy part. That they're spending so much money doing this to me, they could have paid me, which is the point. Just the Justice Department knows this happened. FBI knows this happened. Marshal Service knows this happened. Just send me a check. I'll sign off on the release, and that'll be it. So you don't have to show up. No, I won't post it online because I don't want them to know much of it. I'll just say, I might say something like the government is trying to make this right. Thank you, Larry. I mean, just send a check. You have plenty of money for the damages and for the assistance. Quit fantasizing that I'm going to be a violent criminal for you. They've done it to so many people, they believe that that's going to be the end result here. Right? No, they're actually pushing people to violent crime. So I'm going to look to see what this sounds like on here. So I'm going to look to see what this sounds like on here. Oh, I get it. Yeah. They weren't hacking it. I was playing it back. I'm like, oh, you keep repeating it, but it was repeating through the thing. Again, I've had it done to me over the years, so. I'm just shy of calling places because I hate to call them and, have them. Nah, I don't. It just doesn't make sense for me to call somebody and pay them $1,000 and then give them like $1,000 worth of stuff. Right. Correct. Correct, Larry. I'd rather like find somebody that's charitable and then have them just take the stuff out of here. Breathe, Larry. I don't even know if the VA is going to cooperate with this. I mean, this is horrible. Correct, Larry. They set this up. I've been trying for years to get somewhere. Right. So what I was speaking about was Hegseth. We're speaking with the Polish military leaders and I guess the prime minister or something like that. And he, saying we have like um, aspirations. But I think I think Hegseth was just trying to be a realist. And say, thank you, sir. And say, this may be the outcome that we might need to seek if we want the war to stop. Which means the United States is not going to fund the war the way the Biden administration funded the war. Thank you, Larry. Agreed. So, what kind of options do we have? So, of course, now having all this heat on now is going to bother me because it's getting too warm because it's not that cold outside. Right. Again, that's how their curses work. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. But again, the weather's going to drop here shortly, and I'm going to praise God when it hits. And just this one simple heater. At first, I was kind of irked, right? But again, it's an emergency and it's going to work. And thank you, Instacart. Well, because I was just like, this is not the right one. She tried communicating with me, but I didn't get any messaging. The apps don't work. Right? I didn't receive any notification that I could find, although she did message me. But the weird part is both heaters are still on the Instacart list, which means anybody else could do the same thing, order it, and make then end up getting with the cheaper one, which isn't necessarily a bad thing if that's I'm sure it's high quality. So I had to order. See, I don't even know if the humidifier makes me better or worse in the long run. I can't tell. But I noticed when the humidity goes below a certain level, I get a scratchy throat. I need to get it clean in here is what I need to do. And I'm kind of stuck at what to do. I think it's not healthy to live, with a dirty place. No, I had it well together, and then it just all fell apart so quick. I have no idea what happened. They came in and inspected the apartment, a few months ago or something. I had it spotless in here, or close to it. I have no idea why they did this. Came in here trying to praise the police department and this community and heal the churches. I'm just stuck. I don't know what to do. I have to keep broadcasting. I have to keep broadcasting, right? I don't feel comfortable if I don't. It's like therapy. Obviously, my content was different before, and they tortured me. So, additionally, I was tortured in my own country. There's no doubt. That's why I'm sick. Otherwise, I'd have a good life. No, I don't even know. I came here. I felt good. I don't know. I thought maybe in the long run I could find again a religious community. When the cops are doing this to you, you can't. They don't allow it. I tried to get in religious communities my whole time after I got out of the Marshal Service, and even before. Marshall Hughes was part of it, blocking me. They say there's an option. There's no option. Again, what happened in the massage therapy place is an example. If you push through, then they hit you with something harder, and then say all you have to do is push through. I mean, there was obviously a lot of people involved in it. Correct. And they tried to set up this ruse where, the massage therapist was, hang on, where the massage therapist was shopping in TJ Maxx. It just happened to be there when I was there, and this person was their mother. And, I don't know if it was really their mother. Again, it's not. What they're doing is they withhold people. So it's not natural to see them. And I'm sure she wasn't just shopping. Right. And, to me, they look like agents, but I don't know. Believe me, I moved in there. They were calling me from some representative's office and harassing me. From the fire station. The representatives thing was weird, but from a fire station, right? That was weird. And then they had somebody around me with the fire station jacket on. It was just bizarre. Right? I mean, it's psychological operation. It shouldn't have been done, and now I don't even know if I'm going to get well again. I don't know if the surgeries are going to work. I don't even know what doctor to go to anymore. If they hadn't done this to me, I'd have got to my brother's place, and it would have been simple to figure things out. Thank you, Larry. Like, my brother won't admit that he was manipulated at that point. Well, because it's several layers of manipulation: metaphysical, psychological, and possibly physical. Well, when I call, his life doesn't go exactly as he wants it to. So it develops an aversion or a negative feeling. Right. The same way they develop positive feeling so that I would get rid of everything and go his direction, right? Or want to go his direction, they reverse that. And they did it to me too. I'm sorry. I don't even know why I went to Colorado. I can't even begin to tell you, other than I just didn't feel comfortable going to my brother's at that point. No, the government has manipulated enough in my life that they owe me money. Sue you? Well, God will sue you. That's not something you want, all of you. Now, the government should realize something. A lot of the people that did this to me are worried right now. Some are fired already. These are the people that go to the top of DOJ. People that would do these things. It's like horrid weather. And like, while I'm on, there's no doubt that they're stalking me while I'm on Amazon. And they're willing me down. Like, I a couple days earlier, I could have ordered those sandals, and I'd already have them. And I could see if walking in them were more comfortable. But that's what I had to do last time. I had to walk in sandals. Everywhere I went, I wore sandals. Oh my God. And of course, there's an absolute connection to, spiritual connection to Jesus. Right. And that type of thing. Oh, because I have to repent. God told me I don't. Okay? Although I do every so often, God says, your life has been misrouted so much. There's no way that God, and, personally said that I can hold you accountable for even the little sin that you engage in compared to the rest of the world. Most of the sin is inside. Again, we do not wrestle against flesh and blood. So the sin, the flesh and blood sin, pales in comparison to the metaphysical sin, the spells, the will, the invocations. Right? They're not doing what I'm doing. If I curse you, I curse you to God. I curse God. I curse you through God. See, curse to God. Get out of there. Anytime you stumble like that, somebody's in the middle of what you're speaking. They're trying to do things with numbers and things right now, and I'm not paying attention to them. That's why they're bringing the vehicles around with the license plates to try to create this number connection. But I'm not even looking at them. God, my legs are horrible right now. My back and my legs. No, this didn't happen when I took salt baths in Oklahoma. I think it got actually better or felt better. I don't know. I'm really sore. I'm in pain at times. I'm not sure what's doing it. I'm sorry. What, like I said, oh my God. Oh my God. I got to get it clean in here. I got to figure out how to clean it in here. I'm in so much pain. I don't want to mess my stomach up because then I can't breathe when I sleep. They keep burping. If I take like Advil, it'll screw my stomach up. I'm so sorry. Oh my God, why did they do this to me? No, I'm not a sinner and I'm not a criminal. Quite the contrary. The left side of my body is kind of loose and the right's tight. So the left side actually hurts more than the right. But it's not like it's still tight. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Send me the money. You owe me the money. Remember, these are people that killed Jonathan Luna. Correct. I don't want to bring somebody in with looking like this. No, I should have been out of here by now. I couldn't get out of here. Nah, they harass disabled people day in and day out. Cops, and I was in shock at what police officers have become. I was a team player. I mean, I didn't know what was going on. I was just naive, and they're harassing me at work, but I figured, it's just bullshit, Right. Trying to clean the bathroom now. Oh my God, I'm in pain. I wish I could at least be as well as I was 3 months ago or 4 months ago, whatever it was. I want to be on here so you know what you do and what it causes, all of you. Not here to play a game with any of you. This idea where you're saving the community by torturing me. No, I'm definitely way further down than I was. But I can see that like I can notice things. I know when this is happening. Like if I get on, like previously, if I get online, there's a counselor within hours or a couple days, or not even a couple days, within 24 hours, I'm talking to a counselor. I get on there and I don't understand it's the weekend. There's no counselors available on the app. So I know what that is. I don't know if they're manipulating it. You know, they're manipulating it metaphysically at a minimum. So yeah, there is manipulation. So just keep thinking with me. Try and get this place clean. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to physically do it, but I'll be able to get somewhere with it where it's probably going to be acceptable. Definitely need to get the bathroom spruced up. It's either there's somebody blocking me right now that's watching. They just heard that. No, what they were trying to do is to stop me from meeting a woman. That's part of what they were doing. It's bizarre. So again, they would always introduce, females to stir that up. No, if I was, I don't know. I must have been physically slipping for a while for it to happen. No, actually, no. It happened like almost overnight. What am I? See, that's them willing me down inside, trying to get me to say something else. It like happened overnight. I went to try to get some surgery for remove a cyst, which I knew they were blocking for years, right? And then like somebody broke in, and then within a couple of days I was in pain. And then I caught COVID because I tried to get the massages and get treatment. You're trying to confuse it, so I don't understand what happened. They're trying to make it blur the how it happened. I'm sorry. I mean, we need to know who broke in. I mean, who knows how many people they killed? I mean, it was a setup for me to move here. I didn't know it. I came here for spiritual purposes, thinking it would be a nice spiritual community. No, that new place I lived, I felt better. Thank the Lord. Praise God on all of what's happening right now. Being able to mop the. They almost dropped the phone in the toilet. That's their will. Yeah, I can read that. No, it's not the will of God. Enough of that. Last year, I was so afraid. I can't even believe I didn't get to a doctor right away. Again, I don't know what they do to my head on that completely, but eventually I did with the sinus infection. I didn't realize what it was. I was so nervous, and my vision had these like, I didn't know what was going on. I had like, my vision was like, I was like with the migraine, how you get that, your vision gets screwed up and the flashes and all that. Right. I was like, what is this? What is this? I said, maybe it's just high blood pressure, because I know that happens, high blood pressure. And I'm like, it's like, what it is, I was using a dehumidifier, and the pressure built up in my sinuses. Because when I go outside, like I couldn't figure it out at first, but I said, I'm going outside, see if it, goes away or something. There's just so much fear. And I was like, what is this? And I'd walk and I'd start gagging but my sinuses were dry, draining like crazy, and then it would go away. But when you talk about being afraid, not knowing what that is, and having to be alone, and I'm psychologically operated. They psychologically operated me not to seek health care. I mean, that's Justice Department's part of that. I'll tell you that right now. Regular. I mean, it just makes no sense. Oh, because I said something. I mean, get on out of here. You could have just gave me a life, and I'd have been able to see past it. You cause panic attacks in your victims, and that's what the panic attacks does. Right. So everything you're doing is making the person speak out while you're telling everybody that they shouldn't be speaking out. Right. They're trying to wheel me down. I'm trying to find a spray bottle. Well, I got to see past this, and I know I'm in pain, but I used to be able to do it with the pain. Right. I don't know if the steroids are going to help. I don't even know. Last time the steroid didn't help that much. No, I should have got to my brothers, and I could have got better health care in the Delaware Valley. Right. Correct. I mean, we're talking about 4 years wasted, 3 years wasted, 3 to 4 years. Correct. Probably 4 years. I mean, they should not be in my life. Because what they're doing is they're watching me, and when I look up Philadelphia, I can't get there. Because they're there psychologically operating, physically operating, and willing me down. You've allowed such a demonic and devilish thing to manifest in these agencies and departments. I mean, if you're cutting me off from the world, just get them to send me the money. That's all. I know you have money. Right. Correct. I don't know. I don't know if the weather gets better, if I get better or not. I don't know. Maybe going to Oklahoma was good for my body. I don't know. Right. So I guess it tends to be dry. Right. All they needed to do was let me be, and they couldn't do it. I mean, just let me be. And I go about my life like everyone else. I mean, all I needed to do was find people to be with, and my life would have been completely different. And that's all I was doing the whole time, was trying to find a group of people, a wife, something, while they were oscillating me. I mean, yeah, it was people I worked with. There's no doubt they were a part of it. And they all got promoted and given gifts. Right. As soon as they killed Larry and, and anyone else, I don't know who all the victims are. Ugh. I don't know how much more I'll be able to do, but if I could just do 10 minutes at a time or something, I get somewhere. Right. Uh, 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 the Lord woke me up to try to avert this. Well, what I'm trying to say, hang on, let me try. Somebody's got this screwed up. I'm trying to fix this here. The screen got wet. I'm thinking maybe it could still be coming from the lower lumbar. I don't know. Right. Like if they do the ablation, we'll know a lot more after your treatment. You'll get somewhere, Larry. You'll get somewhere. I mean, if you ask me, the government can send me a check to get me out of this mess until they can figure out better payment. Right. You could have hit my GoFundMe. That's just a blip from somewhere. I don't know. They were saying that. Like what happens is I sensed it and I tapped into it. That's how the psychic works. See, if I'm not open, that's where that weird right, all that. I mean, some of that's them, some of that's spirits. If I close that down, then I can't tap into it. So by necessity, by what you all did in my life, I have to tap into this psychic world. But then it causes that weird communication. Right. Now I'm actually doing it myself. See, now it's not coming through. So I'm not sure why not. And the thank yous and all that. I mean, nobody's going to tell you that they're the thank you, or unless it's a small group of people. Right. See the pain start. I just bent over to wipe the toilet, and now the pain's increasing because, well, it could be still the lumbar because the lumbar could have sensed a shift and then started tightening it up. Thank you, Larry. Now, what I got to do is I got to get it to, I don't want to freak people out that come in here and it's messy and, they might call somebody. I don't want that to happen. Right. So I got to get it to a minimum level where I can think people can be comfortable with what's going on. So Satan's trying to put false hope into me all the time. And I try to be positive, but what's done to me is horrible. Right. I mean, we got religious people that were in position to receive somebody like me. It'd just be natural for me to go and seek a religious community that were just there for the money. No, it isn't about anything I've done. They're lying if they tell you that. I mean, as far as quitting, because Eric Adams is let off the hook. I mean, come on, it's the Justice Department I'm speaking about. Right? There's no reason. Justice Department, like let's say it is like they're saying, well, it's corruption. Well, that's the Justice Department, but I'm not saying it's corrupt. I don't know the ins and outs. Sometimes we find somebody's service is a reason to do that. Somebody's well, there's the spirit of the law, and if they look at the spirit of the law, they can come up with the idea that the spirit of the law says something different. Right? There may have been questions, and I'm not saying there's a conviction there or anything because that's a long way off. Right? And that's another thing. They could say, well, do we really want to spend our energy prosecuting this when there's so much more that we have to prosecute? Right. So the Lord woke me up trying to avert this type of life. If I had stayed in the Marshal Service, who knows what would have happened. Right. Well, you just had to let me walk off and have a normal life. You can't send your troops into the my afterlife after I leave the Marshal Service, destroy everything I try to do. Like right now, I feel a little more confident. Thank you, Larry. So I got to wait for this Chinese people to send me information about this particular humidifier. There's a lot of inflammation on that left side, but the right side is like crunched up, and it does have inflammation at times. I mean, it is inflamed also. I just can't even. You can't even see yourself when they're doing this to you. Again, they exist. Nah, people know what they're doing. See, they're trying to overwhelm me, trying to make me think about the entire job instead of just focusing on one area. Again, they have experience doing this to people. Well, I got to try to get this. I can't believe that this, I guess they're not going to want me to send this back in, but I got to still leave it here. Last time I had to send it back in because it was getting a replacement. But at this point, I want a refund. I think I'm going to put that into the email because this is the second one, and a lot of times that's what they say. At a certain point, they'll just say, "Yeah, just let us refund the money because we don't want to keep replacing it." Just let me get in there so we don't have to wait another day because they'll ask you sometimes, do you want a refund or do you want a replacement? That's just over here. Oh my God, I'm in so much pain. At this point, I'm requesting a refund. Period. I have already changed this thing out once. Period. This is the second time, and it is the same problem. Period. They sent me it again. How long it's going to last? Like, I think they both lasted about the same time. A few 2 to 3 months or something. And then they're no good. All right. Oh my God, I'm in pain. Got that out of the way. The first thing is I'll clean the bathroom. They probably were in there less than the other places in my place. They curse things. That's what they do. Come in here and they curse it dirty. This is how they are, man. They break in and they curse it dirty. And then they hope something goes wrong and they can come in here and see your dirty place. Correct. Well, some of those voices could be the Lord also. God appears in many voices and many, faces, I guess you could say. I'll try to. Well, worst comes to worse, I'll have to stay here until my lease is up, but I'm hoping the government can help me out and get me out of this thing. I should have been appealing my VA. See, this is what they're blocking. If I look up a VA attorney, they start harassing me increasingly. I mean, it's a subconscious thing. I just realized that it exists. Oh my God. No, they shouldn't have been allowed to do this. I'd have been fine. I got my massages and everything else. I don't enter into relationships to do something bad to people. I don't enter into relationships or business situations where you go to massage to commit a crime. I mean, that should be apparent. Thank you, Larry. I can't control myself. What are you talking about? Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I realized some of the people that were part of this thing in history were like in their 20s, and of course part of a clique. Right? And they even force false statements. I'm sure of it. No, I'm sure they came into Santa Fe and they tried to tell that woman that I was going to do something bad or something. Right? I mean, it's bullshit. I mean, right while I'm trying to help you with the bomber case, and that may be why you were trying to create an aversion, right? So I wouldn't help them, trying to erase my history and change me completely. Sorry, Larry. I'm sorry for what we're doing. No, any woman that I had an attraction to would have been for something like marriage. I mean, I'm not like saying we're going to get married. I may have toyed around with it, right? But no, that isn't any reason to destroy my life, right? With the idea of marrying, right? I think Jonathan Luna's girlfriend, I did something there when I was chatting. But I know it, I was trying to figure out what the hell they were doing, right? Oh my gosh. Damn attraction to her, of course. She was gorgeous. She was a gorgeous woman. I thought she was. Oh my gosh. But they were all in my life, ruining my life, ruining my wife. So I was trying to figure out, what the hell's going on here. I believe the judges were being affected by it. Look, they're trying to get me to stop right now. Trying to find what I did with my. Oh God, I'm in pain. No, I definitely didn't have this kind of pain, but I think I was cramped up a certain way. So what I'm hoping is that we can get to some point. I understand I might need surgery, but I want to get to the point where we know the surgery is going to work. I know it's going to work to fix one problem, but if there's another problem there, maybe that needs to be considered. Right. So I don't even know. I can't even see doctors that can calculate all this because right. They wouldn't let you. They wouldn't let you seek care, Larry. And the people who were giving you care were probably receiving pushback. It looked like to me some of the people were psyoping me. I don't know because it can be weird, right? I'm getting somewhere. I'm not completely there, but it's like part of it was like you can't. They don't want me to do Shabbat. They're like you shouldn't be doing Shabbat. So they are actually coming against that. Whoever they are anti-Semitic. Thank you, Larry. So part of the torture is used to persuade me. So last night, yeah, I was like really in pain yesterday, and I'm like, and it came up in the head real, and Hashem was like, Hashem wasn't there. I'm like, no, I'm going to do Shabbat, no matter how sick I am. And then Hashem, well, it's the crazy part. I couldn't because they're willing me down really bad. So it's hard to put your pants on. So you walk around in your shorts all day, right? And that may be part of the get naked curse, right? But it's a combination. So I'm out there. I'm doing lighting the candles and everything. And I'm in my underwear and I got my yarmulke on. And Hashem said, "See, that was easy, right?" No, I mean, we know people in torture, in prison war camps have psychological and physical disability from it. I mean, so I'm not ashamed at all. I have no idea what they're doing. I mean, I know what their goals are, but where the hell does all that come from? Like, no, their investigative science is bullshit. So you have to think through it. Like if Cash gets in there, he can't do what they're telling him. Like if they say this is how we investigate, he's got to say bullshit, right? Because what I'll say, we'll find the deep state people. We just got to use this. And what they're doing is they're steering you away from the deep state people because they have people that they victimize. And one other thing they wouldn't do is allow me to like you lose your self-image, and oh my god, they just try to shift it. Age is just a number. Age is just a number. Trying to get me to go with a young girl because they knew I was like that. That I believed the relationship should be within a few years of age. Now my ex-wife, her age on her immigration stuff is false. There's just no way to change it. Well, what happened is she was born. Some crazy stuff happened. She said she ended up in a Buddhist monastery, but they never did the birth paperwork. So when she was like, I don't know, like 5 or I guess maybe even 6 or 7, they realized she didn't have any birth paperwork. So she was like an anonymous person. So they took her to the court. They gave her an official name, but they dated it. They dated it like when she was 7 years old as her birth. I don't know why they didn't change the birth. I don't know why it ended up like that. And she doesn't really either because she was young. No, I mean, a year turns into like this 4 years. I was totally asleep. They were hitting me all 4 years. So you just can't. Your mind can't get you anywhere. Right? I mean, I can't believe I was at least semi-healthy. I mean, this is horrible. This is right back to Amarillo. But I can't let that one part of my back that was kind of work. I mean, it's totally cramped, and that's how it was. And I just can't let it because it screws up my stomach so bad. Right. And I like I told my brother, I think I'm supposed to get the surgery, and he just, right. It would have been easier 4 years ago to do it. Who knows what additional damage was done in those 4 years? Correct. I mean, well, I'm telling you, God is not powered on this planet. I mean, what makes you think that God is directing the ways of this planet? What makes you think that? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, if the conversations I have with God is like, look at this, look at that. And God's like, look at this animal being ripped apart. Is this something I want? Right. Oh my God. God's like, why would I have a place like this? When I woke up, the inference was that this was actually a hell planet. Yeah, they give you a book and tell you hell's somewhere else, right? I mean, people here aren't necessarily here to be punished. Again, that's something that comes after this place. Well, do you ever notice like the Jesus pictures? The lion lays down with the lamb. What's the right? Because the lion in this on this planet, the lion sees a lamb, he rips the lamb apart, and they all eat it. So you see, okay, at least I got this partially cleaned. Thank you, Larry. Ugh. Well, nobody's going to come today to clean it, and nobody's going to come to clean it tomorrow. So, all right. Next will be the sink. Thank you, Larry. But I have to still clean the bathroom. It's not completely clean. I'm going to do that now. Oh my God. Like I knew to keep myself healed. Believe you me, the Lord sent this vision of what I needed to do. And I used to do what they used to call the kimchi squat. Where you squat down, and that keeps the hips stretched and all that. I knew to do that. I knew everything I needed to do. And they attacked. Like I would always do these type of things, and I do the stretching. I was still good when I was in the gym in Santa Fe. I mean, it had deteriorated probably a little bit more, but not all that much. I was doing my stretching and my walking and my exercise. No, I wasn't out of control. I wasn't doing anything. Other people were having sex. I wasn't having sex. I wasn't trying to have sex. I wasn't fantasizing about anybody in that gym. You pissed me off by coming in there and trying to operate me with young girls. So you try to make it something else. Right. Right. We don't, this is not something we want our older people to have to deal with while they're focusing in other directions. They all did it on purpose. They know the outcomes of what they're doing, Larry. They spent their life developing torture and calling it something else. Then they go, oh, it's your fault because you had done something. And that always shifts, right? You have to get out of my head, all of you. You have to stop trying to project into it because it's going to condemn all of you. And what happens is a lot of the people that did this, God got them. And then they blame me. Instead of saying that it's God, again, because this is not definitely God, because you're all physically doing this and physically did things to me. Right. I am not physically in your life, changing your life whatsoever. 100%. I'm trying to get the bathroom clean. I'm in so much pain. Well, it's a little released and it's generating pain. Oh, I got to get the shower. I'll get that later, but I need to get the floor done. Oh. When I bend at the waist, it seems like the pain goes up I get pain all the way up the back. I mean, I don't think, it could be, I don't know. They weren't supposed to do this. I was supposed to find out what the disc problem was. Right. And that one doctor, he was just like, he kind of left me, he didn't give me any guidance. I did all 3 MRIs, and I guess I gave them to the other doctors. I don't know if they knew to look at anything else, and I couldn't think to talk to them about it. Oh my gosh, this thing's locked. Open. Oh no. My drawer has something in it. Oh. I don't know what that is. Jeez. Can't get back in that drawer. Oh my God, my pain. I hope it's not my neck. I hope there's nothing wrong with my neck. Maybe I'm sore. I need to get to orthopedic surgeons. I was supposed to be there 4 years ago. No, the cops wouldn't stop harassing me. I couldn't focus. Oh my God. No, moving my neck doesn't trigger it. I guess it's getting tighter. Or I don't know. It feels loose. I don't know. I should have been getting treatment all along. They even did this in New Jersey when I scheduled an appointment with a psychological doctor. They next thing I know, my mother freaks out. They're freaking devils. See, they did that with the wiretap. They were so mad because the doctor sounds so nice. They get mad at just normal life occurring for their victim. There's something wrong with them. The whole thing's a setup. They're in the life decades before they actually manifest, or even sometimes years. Right. Like this idea that I raped somebody, so they had to do this to me. It's bullshit. I mean, and then I left government. Why did you just let me go to church and meet people? Right. Yeah, okay. So what it seems like is when I bend over, my lower body gets tight, and then it pulls on my cranial tissues and stuff. But I don't know. I don't know if there's anything in my middle back. I mean, there's spots in each section of the spine. They said that showed somewhere. I was supposed to. Somebody should have got me to the right people. Why are they doing it? I wasn't doing anything to anybody. I was actually helping everyone. Not sure what's happening here. Testing 1, 2, 3. Why am I on back screen? Oh, I see. Testing 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So what I think they're really cursing this, and I'm having difficulty staying online. Right. But this isn't going where they wanted it to go. Right. I believe they wanted me to threaten the judge, or not the judge, the congressional staff. That's why it was so difficult. Like I was saying something, like I said, you're cursed, and I think they wanted me to think it was that I was speaking about the congressional for the senator, right? Because they willed it. So it was weird, but eventually it came around. I didn't think about it until I started thanking the senator for it. Well, years ago, I told my mother that sometimes the congressional and senator people can't help you specifically. Well, yeah, they're interfering with everything. There's like a demonic presence that's causing my gear to go crazy. Test, 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 test. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Now it's not. Now it's real quiet. The mic. So they're wheeling me offline because this isn't going where they wanted it to go. Right there. Thank you. Oh God. No, when I was going into initially, like when I went, it was strange because, and maybe they got mad because of this, but like last summer, I think remember I was telling you about the eye thing, my vision was screwed up. I finally was diagnosed with a sinus infection. So that cleared everything up. I went in there, I said, hey, it's affecting my vision. He says, you got a sinus infection. He gave me some antibiotic. And I felt wonderful. And actually, that's where I got forward on the ark, or the fireplace of the ark, right? And I was doing really well. And then everything fell apart, shortly thereafter, it started falling apart. And I think I had another infection. That's when I got sick and all that. Right. I'm sorry. No, I'm being operated sexually, which means this. There's a lot of physical things going on, but first they try to take you to porn. So they take you to porn, right? And then they try to shift your sexuality in porn. Now, I try to do the best I can. Again, I'm disabled, and investigate it, and then turn my results in when I think it's valid. Right? And I've done that many times over the years. But again, I was being harassed around those. Well, what they'll do is they'll psychologically torture you. Right? And then if you do what they want you to do, which, I'll feign it and kind of like that. Of course, I'm not doing what they want me to do because they want me to be externally sexual and then also be criminally sexual. Right? Now, at this point, I'm going to have to focus on taking down everything in the apartment, getting rid of what I can, and then well, I thought maybe some of the massage would help get me out of this, but I don't even know why I thought that. Again, it's them. They thought it was a good idea that I spend money, right? They think, waste your money. Right? Makes us happy. Like if they drive up my debt, they probably get something. Well, what I'm going to do is just get this as clean as I can before I bring other people in. Right? Just I don't want them to freak out that this guy needs government help or something. Right. Again, I have an explanation. I've been sick and all that. So the whole time I have COVID, I also have this physical disability getting worse. I had it before; it was getting worse beforehand too. When the physical disability got worse again, that's when I caught COVID because I was out trying to fix the physical disability. No, in my mind, I saw that this surgery would probably be successful, and I saw the rehab and everything, but I couldn't get to it. They kept doing it to me. The day I went to look at the apartment to rent. Now they could have just been there by happenstance, but I don't know. Oklahoma City PD was out front, just kind of sitting there in front of my apartment that I was looking at. Kind of send the message, we don't want you in there. So what's happening is I feel it in my cranial tissues, but it feels like somewhere in my trapezius or my rhomboids or something is pulling that down. That's tightening up and triggering that. It could be in the neck. Could be in the neck, Larry, and that could have caused all of it. So I need you all to get away from me because I have a lot of things I have to do. Like my brother doesn't understand any of this. Right? He's just thinking that you take medicine or drugs like my mother does. Right? And her stuff may not be as bad as mine. Right? Well, they say that the lumbar can tighten the back. Right? If your lumbar is off, it can tighten your whole back. So when I bend over, it could trigger some tightening of the back, which can cause, other tight tissues to become tighter. Right. I'm sorry. I kind of got this somewhere. It's still not 100%, but better than it was. Right. I just need to get some semblance of order before they come in and clean it up. I just don't think I can do any more today. Oh my God. No, I've been disabled for years. I mean, even coming out with see, now it's loud again. Even coming out with out of the government with I know that weirdness is in my diction because they put it there. Right? My verbiage. We all do it, actually. You'll see it in everybody's verbiage. Right? Out of the government with a psychological disability, they're not supposed to do this. To me, the cops are supposed to introduce themselves. Right? What happens is Rick Henry, the FBI, all these people introduce themselves and say, "Get that guy." There is no reason to do it. I should have been a healthy person. I mean, you go to like religious societies and they turn out to be part of it. It's just like disgusting. But I mean, they're all blackmailed. Like I told you, there was a dossiers about everybody in the Yogi Bhajan group. And they do what they say. Again, one of the signs would have been that one of their leaders was indicted and then they dropped the indictment. Right. So again, it's the same thing we see with Eric Garner, but, a little different. Right. Or not Eric Garner, Mayor Eric, whatever his name is. No, if I was comfortable like I was, I'd be like praising the Lord, doing my Sabbath and not worrying. But again, I still needed to get to treatments. Right? Oh my God, this is such a mess. Thank you, Larry. I needed to get to my brothers, and I knew it. And they call it isn't dissuading. They're torturing me. So as soon as I don't think about going to my brothers, I feel better. But when you get to that next location, then they'll do it again to you. So you try to keep the person moving, and you lose money, and nothing works. No, I'm in a lot of pain. I can't believe they were able to do this to me. Oh my God. The government needs to send me money. They really do. They owe me money. I've helped the government. I've helped even the people that are probably doing this to me. No, quit fantasizing about making me a sex criminal. Quit fantasizing about making me a violent person. Quit fantasizing. Get the hell out of my life and send me some payment. No, we're not going to wait for the VA. You're going to be cursed until I get payment. That's how this is going to work. It's not going to go away, all of you. None of you are going to have it go away. They think they're going to make me think I'm going to get VA, and then when I don't get VA, I already saw how you do it, all of you. Made me think the senator could do something. Thank you, Larry. Well, you burned your own bridges, all of you. You burned your own credit. I gave you credit for years. I didn't even say anything. I just say it locally in a gym at a certain point, just to get them to stop. Right. Jesus Christ. They're not even letting me seek care, believe me. Who knows what else they use, if they're using direct energy or anything like that. I used to take magnesium baths and use magnesium oil on my one location. Yeah, get the base of my neck. Maybe I have to do that. Oh. Putting some magnesium oil on to see if it'll relax it. I mean, all those doctors, I got to their offices. It was so difficult. It was so difficult when I was in Amarillo, just getting anywhere. And then when I would drive somewhere, the cops would show up. These two cops. They used the same two cops over and over again. I shouldn't even have been in these communities. They're not communities I'm supposed to be in. I mean, no, I wasn't partaking in anything bad. Right. I mean, I probably could have had sex if I wanted to have sex. I could have paid for sex. Could have used drugs if I wanted to. But these are the communities they're putting me into. I shouldn't even be in those communities. I should be having a normal life and be going to the church or the synagogue and having a wife. It's what I prepared, the way I prepared for my life. And you all shortchanged it each time and use religious people to do it. Now, nobody knows if I'll ever be well again. Nobody. You denied me treatment for 4 years using psychological methods, saying that this is a disruption program because he's going to commit a crime? Me? No, I know what I know what you did. I know what's happening. I'm awake again. My body is deteriorating over the last 4 years because you wouldn't let me seek treatment. There's no way that they can do it without the DOJ and FBI and everybody else, CIA being in on it. Uh, uh, so now uh, my left side released a little bit. Right side's releasing. See. Well, I sprayed it on my top of my trapezius and like just up the lower portion of my neck. It's still a little tight on the right side. I release that, Larry. And now I can do that thing with my ears. I can stress my neck. So if magnesium releases it, hopefully it's just muscular. Could be a form of neuropathy. I've told them for years I had these troubles. And they wouldn't stop. They wouldn't stop. I mean, I don't get it. That woman used to come around when I was in Oklahoma City, just trying. I don't even know what she was trying to do. The investigation made no sense. The investigation made no sense. Woman harassing me day in and day out whenever she could. Women here doing the same thing. And there's men also. All it required was the thing to stop. That's it. That's all it was required, and my life would have returned to normal. I mean, I left the government. I thought that's part of it. You know, we don't want you working here. Right. So I did it. But again, you know, there was no way to stay. Okay, so now, so now everything at the bottom hurts. I released my neck. So that means it's probably you should have had your spine fused if this is what it was doing, Larry. I don't know who told you to leave it cramped up. At your age, you don't leave it cramped up. That's a psychic inference. No, I was so ready to do it, I just couldn't get to it. I saw myself doing the, you know, in recovery and all of that. I'm starting to see it again. So I really do need to get out of here. Really, please do send me some money. I mean, you send all that money to the immigrants. Why don't you send money to me? The guy that was helping you the whole time. I don't even know who to call to try to like barter. Say, look, I got all this stuff in here. Now I have to try to. I'm sorry. No, I mean, even when I was healthy, I still had a disability. And when I left the government, I was 40 years old. Why are you going to harass 40-year-old guy just trying to get to a religious society and meet a woman? Uh, uh, no, maybe I overexerted in the gym, but I caught it. And also, if you don't harass me, it's the tightness, Larry. We go to the gym, we do more than you do. It was all the tightness from the stress they caused. That my neck's free now. I just put some magnesium oil on the muscles. Or somewhat free. It's still a little tight over here. I'm trying to stretch it. I wouldn't even stretch it. I was just afraid to do anything. I couldn't get anywhere. No, there were plenty of police departments corrupt. Gotta go get the mop bucket. And if I had a bathtub, it would have been easier. I'm not taking as many baths as I was as last year. This year, I'd be stuck in a place without a bathtub. Because I just wanted to get out of that place where I was living and get over here. I was sick of being over there in that extended stay. I don't know. Again, they won't let me live in peace. Agreed. I mean, they got millions of dollars to spend on bullshit. I'm the guy that actually does what they're looking for in those projects. Now, see, something is I don't know. It looks like it's the center of the back at this point, but I'm going to try to release that and see what that does. I probably need two levels of spine taken. I knew I think. I don't know why you didn't let me get to my brothers. I don't know why you didn't let me get to my brothers. I mean, I do know because it's success for me. No, there was like a. I mean, I'll know in a little bit when I release this. Right. Gotta find now. Of course, I can't find the magnesium oil now. You have to get away from him. That's them trying to signal me that they're thinking in that direction. Okay, here it is. I'm gonna try the middle of my back now. Now it could still be from muscle. Okay. Well, it's like the muscle spasming, kind of vibrating. Well, that could mean that section of the spine could be the origination. No, it's apparent. I can feel it now that I need my lumbar done, but I don't know if there's anything else. Trying to get my back totally released right now to see what I can do. See what I can feel. Or at least partially. That's right. Yeah, I did get them to be able to. They did. It did feel like they released my back once, and it felt loose, but you feel the nerve at that point. Hang on. I was able to get it released in massage once, and there wasn't no weird vibration or anything like that. Right. And I could actually feel like maybe it could heal, but I definitely felt the nerve in the lower lumbar left side, which is the worst side, uh, pinch. Like I could feel like a nerve, like when your tooth nerve, when you a food like if a tooth's falling out or a doctor, you can feel that nerve, right? That's what I felt down there. Then I didn't really feel much in the rest of the back, other than of course it'd be loose. It has to reconstruct. So I'm just not sure if that middle of the black has, and again, it could get damaged additionally by being tight. I don't even know what doctor to go to. I'm going to a pain management guy, but they generally. What's that? Oh, the doctor's supposed to tell you where to go. If you go to a doctor and he looks at your MRIs, this is coming in psychically. He's supposed to tell you where to go. He's not supposed to just leave you out there. It says I was heading in the right direction and they knew it. Right, I guess. The worst part of the lower lumbar is on the left side, so then it might affect the left side, kind of differently. Well, your right side's definitely still tight. So I'll have to get to an orthopedic surgeon, I guess, and just have him look at stuff too. Now I have to find this. This is how they do me. I should have been able to put this in the car. I had the write up. I should be able to copy it. And then send it off to this doctor. You have to do your check-in. Here it is. So I have to find the energy to get this copied. The front page is a little. I can't believe I fell out of treatment. I couldn't get to it. I mean, I was being harassed by cops the whole full way, and I'm sure the DOJ was part of it. I made a complaint to the DOJ, and they did nothing. They lost it, or something. I guarantee that's what they'll say happened. Where's my? Trying to find how I do my scanner. That's opening the whole thing. once I put, no, I want to do manually. Scanner manual. If I could have got to some of this while I was well, I just couldn't get to it. There it is. They're saying if I'm not taking, it's saying if I'm not taking anti-inflammatories and I can stand the pain and inflammation, then they think it's fixable. But it's left to be seen. Right. If it was really bad, beyond a certain point, I would be required and stuff. I don't know if it's real, but it's psychically coming in. I'm psychic. Okay, I need to get my phone, the other phone. This is plugged in. Oh my God. My legs are hurting. So what happens is when I loosen my back, my legs hurt more. It seems like. And my upper body feels better. I couldn't get to the ablation test. I couldn't get to it. Maybe it was too late even, but couldn't get to anything. Couldn't get to anything. No, now my legs are hurting more. Well, my back is now less pained. What it's saying is the first part is to get new MRIs, have it looked at, and that again, magnesium slows me down a bit, and I get kind of. But it says that they still think the first part of this is fusing the lower spine, which should have been done 4 years ago, 3 years ago, something. No, we just everything got tight and the pain kind of disappeared. So most of it. But again, if they would have stopped psychologically, I could have analyzed it like I'm doing it now. Well, hang on. Psychologically, I could have analyzed it better. So I need to get to. So let me see. Scanner app. I think that's it. I don't know. It's still got this kind of weird thing on the left around where there was a question on the middle spine. No, it wasn't a sure thing. When I got to the newer MRI, which I sent to all those doctors. Right. But I never did discuss. I guess I didn't discuss the upper back. Now, there was no police department supposed to harass me. Trying to get this thing working. Oh gosh, the inflammation and soreness. Trying to get this app installed. I can't figure out where I am now. See, somebody's in the background saying no, 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 no. That's what they do. Oh, I have to. I have to do something to the printer, and oh my god. Oh. USB is connected. Image devices. Oh god. Oh. I have no idea how to get this to work now. All right. I remember preparing all this to get surgery. I remember that. I remember going through a process and copying files. And then I, they started harassing me, and I wanted to get out of there, and I moved to, because there's other things going on in my stomach and all this, and I'm like, let me get to Colorado and see if I get better. And they harassed me in Aurora. Meanwhile, I have to move all this stuff myself. Oh, thank you, Larry. Okay, so see if I can get this to work. Well, I felt comfortable with the one doctor from Jefferson, and he said, once I get that bone off that nerve, it's going to work. Right. Trying to figure. Oh, scan there. Okay. But I didn't explain a lot to him what was going on in the body. I don't. know if there could, because I feel right now this like middle back area that's still hard, like hard muscle. See, now it just went away. Right. And I'm pretty limber right now. I can touch the ground, and my upper back is rounded. Right. It's probably a lumbar. I want to finish my work. I want to preach, like I do, to tell people how the metaphysics work, so they can understand. And like Rabbi Yeshua ben David, Jesus here, and he says, so they can understand that it's not their fault. Now, again, as far as not being the fault of the ruler type people, the type people with power, and then you could be a person with power just being in a church or a synagogue. How you affect other people, whether you will them. Well, Hashem can forgive you. I told you this. Hashem is the most beautiful being in existence. But based upon what I know, and again, Hashem reminds me that it's not Hashem that's stopping the forgiveness, nor me is what Hashem, nor you, right? You're all for stopping the forgiveness. By what judgment you judge, you shall be judged by what. Like that's why you always hear me say, well, no matter what I say, doesn't matter because this goes to Hashem, and Hashem can forgive you. You'll hear me say that every so often. But to do the prophet thing on this planet, I have to be a certain way. Right? Like I don't have anybody with me, so I can't tell the condition of my back. I still have a weird thing, but this could be from congestion. Right? Sinus congestion and near ear canal congestion. Well, I just released a lot of my upper back with magnesium oil. And I guess if there was a nerve thingy, I'd feel it in my arms, or even though I feel a little bit of inflammation, that could be from anything. Trying to figure out how to get this software. I don't even know what the number of this is. No, I've been tortured. That's what did this. I was tortured in the marshal service. I was like, what? They put you to sleep is what they do, and then they torture you. You like accept that they're doing this to you. And I mean, I didn't want to, but you don't even know you are. Oh, there's the number. Thank you, what happens? I found an old, like, oh my God, I can't believe it's this much time has gone by. Thank you, Larry. An MRI report. You guy may not even want to touch me tomorrow. I don't know. Oh God. Ugh. Oh God, it's taking me to the apps instead of the. Oh, I know what might be going on. Now I have to. Oh, shoot. Oh, there it is. That's Mac. No, I should have got to a doctor. That's what's needed. So any officer that told you I was well enough to have this done to me is a liar. Right. But they don't care. They get their money and what's this doing? Oh, there's. Nah, it kind of that middle of the back. I mean, I'm pretty soft right now, and I don't feel any like nervy. I can feel the lumbar now. I can feel the legs weepy and inflammation. Again, with God's blessing, it's just a fusion. No, I can feel it all. I'm back. Like I said, and started getting the surgery. I was, working myself up to getting it. I think it would have been a good deal, right? I really did trust. There was even a bad write up on that doctor, and it didn't make sense to me. It seemed like to me there was something else that needed to get done on that guy. Maybe they missed another, because we see this. Oh God, it's tangling. They went offline, so it's tangling. Am I loud enough? Hello, hello. There it is. Right. Well, I guess the bottom of the lats or the rhomboids is kind of. No, I haven't been doing stretching or anything like that. So, yeah, you ain't gonna do anything until somebody closely examines you. But I never had anybody examine me, like touch something. Not 100%, but I feel pretty normal in the upper body now. It's just that, I could feel my legs and they're kind of weird. I don't feel any pain in the lower lumbar, but see, I was supposed to get ablation 4 years ago, probably. Like, I don't know if it's going to work now. But see, again, I connected. They're just when they stalk you, they disconnect you. That's why they also try to physically hide you. No, I would never try to have sex with anyone. I hate that where you just have sex. See, you binged it for me. I was a molested child. Do you think I like to just have sex with people? The only reason I had sex with somebody outside of wedlock is because I felt I had to prove my manhood to the deep state. And they may have projected that. No, it's women. Okay, so this thing is starting to work. Hopefully, I'll be able to scan my MRIs. Something saying that even though I might have problems further up on the spine, it may be manageable just by exercise and that kind of thing. My right side's still a little tighter. But that could be from anything. The right side is definitely starting to cramp back up. But that, yeah, it could be muscle imbalance. They're saying the steroid could work to reveal everything. If they use the steroid and they can get your body to relax, they'll be able to identify where the issues are. You shouldn't have been left cramped, not at your age. And your relative health. 4 years ago, see, this is him. Tripped over the cord, and the laptop fell in the middle of installation. Or not laptop, the Surface. Right. Oh, okay. Yeah, I hold the phone and things in my right hand a lot more than I do my left. Yeah, it could just be it's more jacked up than the other side. But if your left side relaxed with magnesium oil, then steroid will relax it also, and you don't feel any pain. I mean, a little bit of inflammation. Nothing more than I did, actually less. Like the pain that was there from the tightness is gone. Like I said, it seems like the legs are reacting a little bit. Like you said, Larry, you're supposed to be helped by law enforcement officers in each community you move into, so that if you do need something like that, that they can help you to it. He's a Persian Gulf vet. What the hell are they doing? All right, so where am I? These are just external vibrations. There might not be anybody on the other side of it. Just like I said, personalities, like my personality. Right. Well, the way I understand it, that if your lower lumbar is chewed up and it doesn't maintain a certain level, that it can cramp your whole back up because it thinks you're falling. And something saying from a medical mind, if your back was cramped up with lower lumbar issue, then the doctors should have recommended several procedures, ablation, uh, lumbar fusion. They should have got you to it. They shouldn't have entertained anything else. The doctor that told you not to fuse your spine did you a disservice because you don't have answers. There is no answer outside of that for you. So 4 years ago, while you were younger and healthier, right, hadn't been tortured another 4 years, you should have received your treatment. Perfect idea. Go to the Delaware Valley. Your brother's there, and he's your brother was 4 years younger, right? Justice Department owes me. CIA owes me for help and the damage they caused. Oh, it actually can see the printer, I think. It's saying checking firmware. Oh, functions. I thought it said firmware. Oh, yeah, checking the firmware, it says, right? So it's not the greatest, like the first page is not the greatest. Right. If I was with my brother, I could see it a lot better. Now, if I lay down on my bed, I think my back tightens up. Which would cause maybe the lumbar to trigger. I don't know. That's probably what it is. Probably what it was. Get away from him. Yeah, I can feel that in the legs when I release my upper back that there's a little bit more going on down there. No, I want to skip this. What the hell? Mm. Mm. Oh, come on. I know I registered this before. Oh, I don't know where the serial number is. Come on. You should tell me where it is. You should tell me where it should be able to tell you the serial number. Oh, jeez. Ugh. Oh my God. Ugh. Oh, I can't believe I have to go through all this. Oh my God. I just bent over. My lower lumbar is like screaming. See, I guess the pain was cut off because I was cramped. Right. I should never did this. Oh my God. Oh, oh my God. Oh my God. I gotta stop. Oh, I can't believe it wants my fucking serial number. I can't do this. Ah. Oh, my legs hurt. Uh, uh, I can't believe they blocked me. Can't believe they blocked me. I didn't know what they were doing. I didn't know what they were doing around me. It's obvious that the police departments are corrupt. Ugh. Oh, they're there. Believe me, they're there. Playing their game out. They want to play like, oh, none of this happened. No, that's okay. I gotta get this done. Dude, Jesus. Ugh. Even find the software I just installed. Mm. Feels like it's hot in here, but it's warm and cool. I guess because because it's warm outside. When it gets cold outside, you'll be freezing in here again. Mm. Mm. Yeah, magnesium will pretty much release my back, but I mean, there's triggers that tighten it back up again. Oh. It feels a little weak, but no, I don't feel any pain in the upper back per se. I don't know if it's completely released. There's probably a couple spots that are a little tight, but not, I mean, I'm released. Oh my God. You need your spine fused at the lumbar. Right? Classic. It should have been done 4 years ago, Larry. Okay, it's sending information to the printer. No, I'm just glad I have this MRI. Right. I just wish I could have did it 4 years ago. I don't even know why they bothered me. It's just like I was trying, even just trying to get the massage, to massage my legs. Well, it's not horrible. Like I said, if they never took me out of massage, I'd have been fine. And again, they're harassing me. So they knew the massage was undoing what they were doing to harass me. Right. Now the right side is tightening up again. I started walking. No pain in the back until it gets overly tight. Or upper back. Or neck. No. I just got a weird thing, but I don't know if it's congestion or what in the cranial tissues. No, I'm not creating an Epson account. You need to stop, Olivia. Something's theirs. I just want to scan to my computer. They're always trying to get you to divulge your information, and it's like to get to it, you have to divulge all your information before you get anywhere. Oh, I know what to do. Go down on the remote control panel. I got to do it over here. There it is. Let me straighten this up. Thank the Lord. We're here. I don't know why it's doing this. I'm having trouble getting it to just lift the scan thing. Yeah, they shouldn't have been allowed to do any of this. But I mean, they're trying to. No, they never stop. They just, say the guy's crazy and that's it, Right. No, I there was a time I could have had a healthy life, man. I mean, they just wouldn't stop. Kept interfering with my. And again, if you look 4 years ago, if they'd have stopped, I probably could have got my brother's life. My brother's not unaffected by it. Right. Okay, so I'm gonna scan one more. Yeah, I mean, it freaks me out, the MRI. I just wish I could have got to the doctors to take a closer look at everything. Well, because the MRI has stuff on there that everybody has, Right. No, there's no reason. I mean, the craziest part of this, they never let me live my life. Right. I mean, it's all empty. Ugh. I'm just glad I had this. Lord showed me how this is available. Get me some money. I'm not blackmailing you. I'm telling you what happened. Looks good. Great, actually. No, 4 years ago, you should have been under the care of an orthopedic surgeon, and he could have felt his way through the whole thing. Right. And of course, when you're talking about Jefferson, he isn't alone. He's got a question. The senior guy looks at it. Right. Well, it's easier. I mean, there's a lot of damage to the back. I just wish they weren't allowed to do this to me. I could have got somewhere, and I'd know more about everything and be comfortable. No, I know they bothered my brother. My brother, yeah, he doesn't like rocking the boat. You don't want the deep state attacking him too. Right. Mm. Okay, so disconnected. Save. Right. All right. Now your doctor should have never left you anywhere. So I at least was able to get the MRI scanned. So I'll be able to upload it for the rehabilitation doctor. It's 4 years old or so. Right. I can't even imagine where the years went. I mean, just day after day sometimes. And what are you going to do? They're the cops. I already wrote the Justice Department a couple of times. Oh, I'm so sick. I'm so sick. I'm so sick right now. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I feel better outside because the mold has to be. I just say the mold's down, but it can't be. All right, that's not in your apartment. That's outside. Uh, uh, uh. No, I knew to stay released and loose and get massages. And I mean, they shouldn't have been allowed to do that to me. They shouldn't have been allowed to do that to me. They canceled my massage, and it was, they would stalk every so often. They would stalk me, and I just the first time I ignored it, I think, and no, it wasn't by happenstance. They're playing a game. Like, I even forgot that I saw that one person in Ross. Right. No, it wasn't happenstance. No, there's no right now. I say it's pretty well relaxed. There's no weirdness in that right shoulder where it feels like I need a shoulder replacement or anything. I'm gonna make sure that maybe I want to massage a little bit more, see if something else relaxes. Well, there's just no way to get to anything. Right, I couldn't get to this, because they're operating against it. Like it's a lot of like subconscious stuff, so you don't know that it's happening. Right. Thank you, Larry. I mean, I can see that part of it, but it doesn't mean that it still affects your subconscious. And they're like getting off on it because they're able to have this awesome machine that does their bidding. See, that's what happened in Naples. You got tight, and as soon as you left, you got it loose, and you were fine. So it would have never, the chances of this happening were slim to none. Right. If you stayed in the massage, of course. Well, the MRI in Naples was with the crunch, right? Like the MRI now is different than the MRI that it would have been this morning when I woke up. Right. You were never supposed to stay crunched. Never in a million years. All right, so that one thing is restricting it. So let me see if I can get that loose. I mean, it's pretty loose, but I still feel a little bit of tension in it. No, it's released. No, I was never able to do this in Amarillo. Don't ask me why. And even the stress of the investigation is not supposed to be used on a disabled person. There's no way for you to stay well with it. Especially decades of it. No, somebody wanted him dead. That simple, Larry. Could have been any crook between here and forever. We run this all the time. Crook orders a hit. Fortunately, too often the crooks are government people. No, if I'd have got to a massage therapist, obviously I was trying to figure out how to get to massage therapy in Oklahoma City the second time around. Right. If I could have got to it, again, if they didn't harass me, I'd have gotten to everything faster. So it was like a disconnect all over the place. That'd be why they did it. If they knew you were looking for massage therapy, they would block you. Because again, the same idea where Jay is in here to say, no, Samsung and I are just we're friends. That's it, right? So there's no massage therapy situation. Again, I did go to massage after that and didn't. Obviously I wasn't seen as a threat. Whether I don't even know how far it went. They may have locally canceled my thing. I don't know. I mean, they're in the email and everything because the FBI and the CIA are part of it. Nice magnesium oil. Now it's kind of tightened up again. I'm connected with something. It's like told me to clear reason to look for something. Could lower lumbar issues cause the upper back to tighten? Compensatory mechanisms. That's what I was talking about. That's all you needed. We don't know where it is now. But that's all you need. If your upper back is tightening, you can lower lumbar. It's saying that's all I needed. If my upper back was tightening due to lower lumbar, then I needed surgery as soon as possible. Period. Or those nerves killed, and that was the right procedure. The ablation was the right. The first place I went in Amarillo was the right place, but you all kept cursing it, and they know how that works. I mean, even with the upper back released, the lower is better. As far as just, I mean, it's not better. It's like it feels like there's more inflammation. So that left leg is different than the right because the left leg is, it has the nerve impinged. Should have been done 4 years ago. There's no doubt. They're crazy. They don't have a right to be in anyone's life. That's all it was. All you need to do is take care of that 4 years ago, and your life would have probably leveled off. There was no pain in the upper back when I'm loose. I mean, obviously, there's not even really much information. I just need to. I mean, I haven't done any physical therapy or anything. A little bit kind of weird, but I'm cramped up now. No, I should have had it done 4 years. Cops, there's no doubt I was harassed. I'm not confused. And what they'll do is they'll like pull officers away from you, then have them show up, so you notice them. Right. So no officers will be around me. Somebody will break in my apartment, then an officer will show up. So I see the officer, I go home, and somebody broke into my apartment. That may have been all along. I don't know if I saw that in other communities. They're saying if you're cramped up over a long period of time and you uncramp and you feel it loose and there's no stinging, no like nervy pain, then it's most likely from the lower lumbar. When you lay down, that triggers lower lumbar to hit the compensatory. That's what the guy said. The first guy I saw said, I think it's that. But he says, I don't know if the ablation is going to work because your spine could be too chewed up in the lumbar. It might not have. I don't know. I just couldn't get back to him. I couldn't get there. The chiropractor told me not to go to that doctor. That's the weird part. The chiropractor recommended the other guy. That's because you're cursing me, all of you. The chiropractor said, yeah, the other guy's a good doctor. Do what he says. And all he does is shoot me with a steroid and say, well, I don't know. Sometimes when you release it, it gets worse. That's what he told me. Now, I believe somewhere in there I was healed a little bit more than I am now, which means it wasn't this tight. But, you have to stay away from people. Why am I the only responsible cop in the world? I don't get this. 100% Mary. And why you did this to my life, I was trying to help everyone. I blessed your children. Do I look at porn? What do you think you're supposed to do if I'm looking at porn? You're supposed to get me a woman, right? And get me married. But guess what? A lot of it was investigating all of you or whoever the other person was or other people were. It's the only way to investigate the algorithms or the porn algorithms. Right. Well, the difference of it being causation versus investigation, where they're actually causing people to shift sexuality. And the hook to AI, I mean, that could take whole swaths of population and make them trans. I mean, they try to make me trans. There's no doubt they use the algorithms trying to make me trans. No doubt. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Hang on. Like my microphone fell. I'm trying to put it on my shirt. My microphone fell, and like you would see it just fall. And in my life, there were times that I would see it just fall, but I actually saw it. See, here's the weird part: is this wasn't there when it was relaxed completely, but now it is tightening up. I'm getting like a vibration, but now it's tightening up. Lower mid, like where the lumbar connections, or not, I think where the lat connects in. No, I don't have that when it's loose. Just spasm and stuff. Let's tighten it. It's receiving an impulse. Okay, so the magnesium oil wants it to relax, and the impulse is now telling it to tighten. So it's got a confused signal. It's possibly what it is. Oh my God. No, if I could be released like this, and like if 4 years ago I could have, I just couldn't get anywhere. They were in my head. Again, I don't know if you know that, because they even tell you when they investigate. I didn't even know what it meant. You got to try to get in their head. Well, maybe there's a good purpose to be in somebody's head, but this is a bad purpose. Oh, okay, yeah. So the right side is tightening, and then the left side is trying to follow. When you left Naples, it was correctable with massage, and probably would have been for years. Something triggered it, and then when it got massaged out, it was tight. Got triggered, massaged out, it was fine. And the MRI in Naples showed the doctor something, but that was because your back was still tight when you did the MRI. Okay, now it's releasing again. Yeah, it feels kind of weird in the lower lumbar region and upper buttocks, but not like the pain I had. No, it's kind of more inflammation type pain. I mean, it was totally pained. I just could get nowhere. Again, COVID had just happened, right? And I was in a strange community, Tyler, Texas. Didn't have a friend in the world. Deep State was operating me. The doctors, for all I know, they were operated. I don't want the doctors to treat me. What happens is when it releases, the back of my hamstrings get funky. I think that's sciatic nerve compression. Right. There's something on that. What did I get on my hand? Detergent. Ah, I'm trying to ruin what I'm eating. Cursed it. Had something on my hand. Like a detergent or something. So I had to get rid of that food. No, I mean, normal life, they don't harass you. Normal life, they don't harass your family. My brother did have some concerns about me in his house at a certain point. But again, without they can get anything to happen. They could have got him comfortable, and I would have been there. But they did the reverse. Right. So at least I thank God for the MRI. I should have been able to get to these doctors. Yeah, when I got the epidural, it was like nothing. Nothing was used to me. I felt a little psychological that could have been it, but it did nothing. It was just a disgusting process. Every epidural I ever got in Naples was so sweet. I got like one, I guess. Right. And then like an injection. It's a stress. That's what did it. And they knew that. Every last one of them going to hell. Well, if I sit down or lay down, everything's going to tighten back up again. You should have been right to surgery. There's no way that it could have been worse than it's been. Uh, Jefferson Hospital is not going to make you crippled. I have no idea. We have no idea what that was and how that happened. Again, hearing something psychically. Jefferson Hospital is not going to cripple you from back surgery. Of all the mess ups, that's not going to happen. Especially 4 years ago, you were much healthier, much younger. No, it wasn't released. I was cramped the whole time, kind of. I mean, I can't even tell you how cramped I was. I don't know. I know I was cramped. And I was walking like off kilter. Maybe if I did the baths were keeping me a little softer. Well, as soon as they started harassing me in Kansas, my back I know my back did tighten up more. I know that for a fact. I mean, I'm so tired. I don't feel like walking. I feel like laying down. I need to get something done. They should have just let me go and let me get back to life, get back to some medical treatment. I have no idea who authorizes this kind of shit. It's human. Even by the way they describe it investigatively, it's human experiment. It's experimenting on humans. That's what it is. No, I was getting massaged for therapeutic reasons. The internet got weird on me. Right. I hope it. I hope to God it wasn't Jonathan Luna's girlfriend. Right. She'll go to hell, and that whole organization she's part of will go to hell. Right. I mean, these people are psycho, man. I left the government because they were psycho. Believe me. 100%. Once they were revealed, yeah, I don't think these trail mixes are going to work. It sucks that I had to waste that money. Thank you, Larry. I mean, I don't know if it's her, but she was the last person in government to do something weird around me. Her and Master Angelo. He's the one that told me, well, she's just a geek and you're too cool for her. I mean, if that was real, it's like, 12-year-olds. Right. I'm just like, what? 'Cause I was being blocked from saying he would just appear. And I felt like you wanted to ask him about her. Right. And I just couldn't get to it. I was blocked. Right. And I finally asked him at a certain point. It is what it is, but I was definitely treated the way I said I was treated. I don't know if obviously if I can heal this and spend some time getting massage after the fusion heals, I might be okay for the last years of my life. I don't know. I definitely feel way different right now. I'm definitely released on the left side, a little bit of tightness on the right, and there's no pinging, nerve pinging like I was feeling. But I do feel like my legs are definitely something different. I mean, yeah, I mean, but if it's the ablation could work, we don't know. But it might be worth doing the ablation and then going off to surgery at that point because your back is relaxed if it works. You should have got the ablation done and then looked into the surgery. They blocked me. That's why you don't let them stalk people. They should just give you the compensation. That's what we believe. We know how government works, Larry. If somebody wanted you, they'd pull your file and say it was incorrect, and then give you the money. We know that for a fact. If they wanted to give you the money, they'd pull your file and just give it to you. I mean, yeah, people being paid millions of dollars here and there for stupid studies of lesbian rats and trans mice. I mean, they're nuts. Thank you, sir. You know what the thing actually says? I'm a great American. And thanks me for everything I've always done. But nobody has ever given me anything or helped me. All right, stay peaceful. Praise God and all.